Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. So today I'm going to show you how to make a drink that's very seasonal, very festive. I call it the Election 2020. So first you're going to need a glass. Now whether you want to make this glass be half full or half empty, that's kind of up to you. Me personally, I'm a half full kind of gal. That can be much to my detriment as it was in 2016. But you know, you're gonna start out with a healthy dose of optimism. You're just you know, that's gonna be how you're going in. It's festive, it's bubbly, you're thinking, oh, maybe we're gonna pop some champagne later. But you know, you turn on the TV, the results start rolling in, you see, okay, Florida's going for Trump, Ohio's going for Trump. It's not going to be a landslide victory. It's kind of like, okay, like, are we going to have Trump? Or are we going to have a civil war? I don't know. So then, you know, it starts having a 2016 election vibe. So you gotta add that darkness. You're adding that racism, that sexism, that white supremacy. You're like, okay, this is the country that we live in. We saw this happen before, and now you're just gonna crush out all of that optimism and just make it real murky and just start leaning into that. Just start having those flashbacks of the entire country turning red and just being like, what the fuck is about to happen here? But as Americans, we have a very rich, particularly electoral history in terms of what's happened, how we've made sense of it, and how it's recorded in the history books. So for this next ingredient, we're gonna look back. We're gonna get a little bit vintage, a little bit retro. And what better to get vintage and retro than a hanging chad? Hanging chads. You miss those? I know I did. I haven't talked about hanging chads in years. Anyway, so you can swirl that around because you really want that flavor from that, I'm gonna steal an election flavor from the hanging chad to mix in with that, wow, there's a lot of white supremacists here flavor from, the 2016 election. So, you got that going. And then it is 2020 after all. We are in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. So, you got to account for that. You just add a little sprinkle of pandemic, and maybe a little more of a sprinkle because the reporters are wearing face masks, and then, Trump doesn't think he needs to wear a mask, and no one knows anything anymore. And that's just kind of, what's going on. But so you've got a nice kind of cocktail brewing right here, right? But for me personally, when Trump starts saying, I don't want to count these votes, I want to just call it now, what that makes me think of is that nice little last ingredient, and my personal favorite ingredient, that Middle East dictator vibe. There you have it. This is an election 2020, and let me tell you, it is disgusting, it is terrible for you, and it might just give you a hangover for the next 4 years. Bottoms up.